Hi, it's Gina. I'm so excited today because I have a guest with me, a lady that I have looked up to for a very, very long time. Eunice Kiereini is a real legend in her own field, and she has broken glass ceilings before any of us were breaking glass ceilings. She's somebody that I just admire so much. She's been a mother to me. I call her Auntie Eunice. So I'm just absolutely delighted to have her here today at the Flying Doctors, our fundraising fashion show at the Serena Hotel. And I just thought I'd get a few moments with you, Auntie Eunice, just to talk about the amazing things that you've done. I mean, you really have shifted the goalposts for women in the medical field. You were the first woman to be appointed to the International Council for Nurses. How many years ago was that?
That was from 81 to 85, almost 20, 30 years ago.
My goodness. I mean, that is incredible. So the first African, not just the first Kenyan.
No, the first black.
Oh,
The
wow.
first black nurse from the so-called Third World.
Wow.
Before then, they were all from Europe, from Canada, from America. So I was actually the first black face to be seen as the president of the International Council of Nurses, and it was historical, very, very emotional,
Oh my
very
goodness.
moving.
How
Yes.
many other women after you, African women?
Black, there has been one from Colombia, there has been one from non-Europeans now, there has been one from Korea, but
From the continent.
so far no one.
So you've
nobody.
actually were you've been
Yes,
the only one.
The only one.
Wow, that's just incredible. And you were also the first African to be appointed to the Global
Commission
for AIDS.
on AIDS, yes, which was one of the greatest honors, really, because this is a World Health Organization commission, which consisted top world scientists, all the scientists who have worked and were just about talking about HIV virus. And when I was appointed, I couldn't believe it, and I just thought it might be a mistake, but it wasn't. And it was wonderful interacting with these men and women of great fame, and really I was very humbled to be
I
a
think
member.
sometimes you don't realize how much you actually bring to the table, and I'm sure, I mean, while it was a real honor for you to be there, I'm sure you absolutely brought so much value to these global experts and gave them a perspective that they perhaps didn't have. So I think that's just wonderful.
I think also, Gina, Kenya has had a very good reputation about our health services and about good, solid, professional men and women. And we were regarded at that time as being one of the top African countries where they had experts in malaria, in various tropical diseases. So we should also feel proud, because I think we were elected to those positions because of the fame our country
absolutely
had. Yes.
And you were the chief nursing officer
I was
of the country. And
again the first.
Yes, yeah.
The first, because before then the lady I took over from, Miss Koinange, was known as the matron-in-chief. So she didn't stay there long. Unfortunately, she had health problem.
Okay.
And I was appointed to replace her.
And you changed the whole dynamics of the nursing field in Kenya. I mean, there was lots of policy changes that were made while you were there. There was a lot, seriously, a shifting of the goalposts at that time.
Yes, fortunately, I must say also I had good people, good team of both nurses and doctors. We had good support from the government itself, that when one suggested that this kind of system should be changed, this training should be changed, it was easily accepted, as long as you had a good rationale why this was happening. So we were the first country to train nurses as multi-purpose nurses in community health.
Yes,
And they did and they have done a wonderful, wonderful work within the community, and they still can work in hospitals.
I mean, you and I work closely together, and in your flying doctor's time, and I know, the whole area around fistula is very, very, very dear to your heart. But so many people don't even know what fistula is, and I think that's quite sad that there's still not enough awareness about it. But tell us a little bit, or tell the viewers a little bit about fistula and what a stigma it is.
Thank you for asking that question, because I think it's one problem which has been completely ignored, not only in our country, but also in other countries. And regrettably so, because there are women doctors, there are nurses, and we know this problem exists, and we give it very, very low priority. So when I retired, I felt that I had something to give back to the society, and I felt this was one area where I could do something about. So when I went, I was the chairman of the Flying Doctor Society. I said, this is one thing we can take as our flagship. There are women who are suffering. We are a voluntary organization. We can raise funds, and we have doctors, we have nurses, we have hospitals where we are very welcome when we have camps. And that is how it started. And then we started talking openly about fistula, because it is one of the most degrading conditions of any human being. When you are leaking and you are a mother, you are a wife, you are a member of the family, you are leaking urine, and sometimes it's not just urine and feces, and you are smelly, and and this just happened. Yesterday you are fine. Today this has happened. It's a tragedy.
And it becomes a real stigma in the community. I mean, I've spoken to women recently. I was in Migori, and this young woman, I think she was 24 years old, had been thrown out by her husband, 2 children, because she had fistula. I mean, it's just tragic. It's so sad.
What we did, we asked the nurses and the doctors to give radio talks. And it's a very difficult subject to say, even in English or in local languages. But so far they have done very well. The Royal Media has done a wonderful job in educating women, in telling them when we have camps to come, and it is free, and you can be treated, and tomorrow morning you are leaking today, tomorrow morning you find your bed lovely and dry. And it's been dramatic.
Wow,
some women literally cry because they can't believe it.
But what can members of the public do, or what more can we do?
There is a lot to be done, and particularly in the rural areas. And I don't think I should even talk about rural areas. I can talk about even in urban centers, that every family, and particularly husbands, if they notice that their wives who have just been delivered, that there is some leakage of urine or of feces, they accept that is a medical condition and can be treated, and the sooner the better, so they take that person. So I think we should start with the families. We should start with women, right from the antenatal clinics when they come, and we assess them. We say this baby is too big, maybe you need a cesarean section, and if they feel frightened, you make sure that you follow them to explain to them, because that is one of the areas when they push this baby and they cannot, it damages them and so on. So
Are we doing enough to educate men, though?
No, no,
Yeah.
no. I wish we could. I wish. One thing Gina, which makes me very sad, is that we have some very capable people in the rural areas. We have women
yeah.
representatives. We have
Absolutely.
women politicians. We have women maendeleo ya wanawake, churches, and name it, in the communities. I think this is where we should start and educate the community that
Absolutely.
this is a condition.
And it's treatable.
It is treatable, and it is very easy to treat.
Hi, I hope you guys really enjoyed the first part of the video speaking to the very inspirational Mrs. Kiereini. Stay tuned for the next part as she continues to inspire and encourage the young women that are in the medical field.